There's a reason so many people study and practice Buddhism. And it's probably different than you think because if you're American and you're watching this, which there's a chance that you are, you probably have very little understanding of what Buddhism actually is. And that's what's so freaking cool about it because it's really not a religion, it's an art form. Similar to martial arts, if you've ever studied or learned about martial arts, they're an art form. It's a way to move the body. Well, Buddhism is an art form of the mind and how you move through reality and how you move through existence as being a human. And this video is going to be an in-depth explanation of why you should study Buddhism and how not only can it benefit you, but how can it provide answers that you're probably already looking for. What's up, guys? My name is Bradley Marcus is not Bradley Marcusis, which some people think my name is. And I study, practice, and teach Theravadan Buddhism. Theravadan Buddhism is the oldest school of Buddhism. It's the closest teachings to the Buddha. And these teachings have profoundly changed my life, and that's why I talk about it here as well as on TikTok, where I've grown my following to over 50,000, which was a big number for me to hit. Very proud of that. It took me years, and to talk about something which is not very sexy, being Buddhism, it took a lot of work to get there. But today, this video is basically just about why I think you should study it. So this is for anybody who's interested in psychology, philosophy, stoicism, religion, spirituality, psychedelics, meditation, of course, mindfulness, and basically just being happier in life, being more content, more fulfilled, taking a lot of pressure off of yourself, as well as just being a delightful person to be around. So right now I'm editing one of my videos talking about karma and the misunderstandings of karma, and is our life really about destiny, or really is it all a choice, or is it all chaos? Like, what determines our life? And it made me realize that I need to make a video just explaining to people why Buddhism should be studied by you and why it's a very interesting thing. So the first thing I'm going to get into quickly is just like I said earlier, it's not a religion, number one. Okay, it really is an art form. And when you go back to the original teachings, the Theravadan Buddhist teachings, you find that it is an art form. Secondly, there are so many beneficial byproducts simply by studying, practicing Buddhism, as well as mindfulness and meditation, which are very much based in Buddhist practice. And these teachings are so profound because here's why. If you go and look for them, they are so detailed, like ridiculously detailed. And so you can pick up a book about Buddhism and learn how to study mindfulness properly, how to practice it properly, and how to do it with the utmost oomph and energy behind it. By the way, if you hear this crazy barking sound, it's because I have a litter of 6 puppies that me and my wife are fostering. So that's what's going on. If you hear some weird stuff in the background, anyway. So back to it. The profound byproducts. One of the funny things about mindfulness meditation that many people don't understand is that mindfulness is not a stress reducer. It's not. Mindfulness is not about reduction of stress. Mindfulness, the word sati, which translates to mindfulness, also translates to remembering. Remembering the present moment, but also remembering the existence of reality, remembering the laws of reality, remembering the truth of reality. The Buddhist teachings, also known as Dhamma, translate literally to laws of nature. So that's the first thing I have to explain, is that these teachings are not dogmatic. They are simply a discovering of truth. And that's another really cool thing of why you should study Buddhism, because everything that I tell you in this video and anything on my channel, you cannot believe blindly. You can only believe the things that I'm teaching or that the Buddha taught by simply practicing. That's the only way that you can actually get to an understanding that is profound enough to change your life. So basically what I'm saying is there are no blind faiths in Buddhism. Apparently there's even a quote by the Buddha saying, "Don't believe anything I say." Another quote, "Ahipasiko, come and see. Come and try these teachings for yourself and see how you feel." That's another really fun aspect about Buddhism. Is that it really is understanding of relationship of self. If you're somebody who asks, questions for others to give you advice in life, you ask questions to others. Hey, what should I do about my boyfriend that's treating me poorly? What should I do about this job? This would really resonate with you. And again, it's not this religion. It is an art form. It's like Stoicism. It's a philosophy, but beyond that. And when done properly, you find yourself literally flowing with the river of life without any external substances like psychedelics or drugs, without avoidance or, renunciation of removing oneself from reality, without this nihilistic approach that some people think that Buddhism does. So, to that extent as well, just for the pure curiosity of what life really is, what reality really is so beneficial. Again, all of these things are are at the core of Buddhism. The stress reduction, the more peaceful life, those are all kind of byproducts. Buddhism at its core, mindfulness at its core, is really an insight practice, understanding yourself, understanding reality, understanding the ever-changing nature of things, and flowing through with it all. Because when you realize that a lot of things you can't control, you stop trying to control them. Another great quote by the Buddha, or maybe not by the Buddha, but by a Buddhist: let go or be dragged. A lot of people struggle with letting go, and they let those things drag them in life. In Buddhism, the Dhamma teaches us how to let go. And that's, I think, the final reason that you should study Buddhism, is if you want to learn to let go of things. And the truth is, we all want to learn that, because guess what? Things are always going to be changing. That's the teaching of anicca, impermanence. Things are always changing. Someone we love may pass away. Things may change that we don't want them to. And holding on to those things are only going to drag us further into suffering. We're going to be dragged on the ground by these things. So we need to learn to let go. And that's what I love about it, is it's so detailed. It's non-dogmatic. It's an art form. It's not a religion. It is detailed and gives you prime examples specifically for you. There's so many stories and suttas that you can read to gain insight, but the best thing about it is it encourages you to dive into yourself so you can understand the reality of nature, the reality or the nature of reality, a little bit of both of that. And I think one final thing I'll end on is everybody that's done this has found the same thing. And I think that says something. That all the people, all the Buddhists across the world have seen or understood the same profound nibbana, nirvana, so to speak. Glimpses of it, of course, because becoming an enlightened being is not an easy feat. It takes many, many lifetimes to do. But getting glimpses of nibbana, getting glimpses of the Dhamma is profound. And it's the most real thing that you'll ever experience, because guess what? It is the only real thing. The changing of reality, the stillness amongst all things, the beingness of all that is and ever was and ever will be, and continuum forward and backwards. Yeah. That's why you should study Buddhism. So if you want to study more about it, if you ever want to learn more about it, you know where to find me. I'm going to include some links to some important videos here as well. Check me out on other channels. I also got a Discord where we do Dhamma talks if you want to join there. But pick up a book, learn some practices, put them into practice, and see how your life changes. Again, this is not proselytization. I'm not forcing anything upon you, but I'm also telling you that it's not a religion, so I don't think it counts as proselytization. Anyway, the dogs are going crazy. May you be well. May you be free of suffering. With metta, which is loving kindness, I send this message to you. Much love.